How's it going? I just got back from what's called the International Symposium of Display Holography. What's that, you might ask? Well, what is that? So the Symposium is a long-running tradition for the holography community going back to, not good with numbers, volume 1, 1982. Tong Jang was he's the physicist that kind of pioneered this event, and we learned a lot about him while we were there, fondly called TJ. So, what was I doing there at this symposium? Well, I was showing off my work. The symposium has been kind of in a weird place, barring a pandemic. Things got weird. It was still held. There was one held in South Korea, and there was one before that we talked about. But I couldn't tell you the timeline. Details escape me. That's not what I'm here for. If you want to know more about the symposium or the organization that kind of put it on, ask me, or I'll try and provide resources in the description, wherever this is posted. So if we've gotten this far and I haven't introduced myself, if you don't know me, I'm Travis. I am an artist working in the field of holography as well as many other mediums. That's how I make my living. I've been doing this for about 7 years, and this is the first symposium I've ever been to, and it was kind of the first time I got to get in front of these people face to face and talk to them directly, rather than, through the message boards of the various internet platforms that we use to communicate, which don't always convey a sense of kindness or understanding. So it was an incredible experience to actually talk to these people face to face and network and kind of just really experience how much love is truly in that community. And unfortunately, the truth is that it's pretty small. Not everybody that's associated with holograms in general or holography in general was able to attend, but a large group was. And I wanted to kind of, speak about my experience when it was fresh. I just got back in town 2 days ago. Yesterday I slept a lot and just reflected, and now I'm going to transmit back to you my thoughts. I'm an anxious person in general, so going to these public events is not something that I always do, even as an artist. The things you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to be going to these craft shows or the art shows, and you sit at your booth and you gotta do this thing. I largely sit behind my keyboard and I create content, kind of face my community digitally. So this is different for me. It was difficult for me, but as soon as you get into conversation, it becomes much easier because these people are very friendly, very accepting, and seem just as eager to rub our ideas together and oddball thoughts together as I am, right? So I learned a lot. There was a lot of presentations. I did a presentation about me and kind of just my journey. It was pretty slapped together. I've been busy here. As you can see, this place already does look like a Tasmanian devil has run through it, and that devil was me. I was scrambling before the conference, and luckily I got everything I wanted to get done, but now I gotta worry about the fallout. So this is what the project is for today, but I wanted to shoot this video first. The symposium was put on by Ed Wesley. He was a student of TJ's a long time ago, and he has some great stories about getting started and his kind of the roots in the industry that he had. I got to learn about a lot of different other people's beginnings, and that was super fun to learn about. Everybody has different backgrounds, different specializations, and different ideas on how they like to play in the space. That's the words I use a lot, right? I think I just really wanted to hit home how impactful it was. You think you go to these things to learn about technical aspects of the field or new advancements, right? This is what you would expect. There's a lot of artists as well as people from the technical side of the industry explaining some things that I didn't know, as well as telling the artists telling their stories, which was super valuable, right? That was just super great to see. Just seeing how much passion they have for what they do and the likeness in thinking that some of these people have to me is very comforting. In my day-to-day life, I don't think that I get to have the conversations with the people close to me that would be as enriching to my neural network as I would hope. And being around these people, it was very much not draining like most of my social interactions are, but it was very energizing. And I don't get that a lot. It makes me feel less like the crazy person in the room when I start spouting off on oddball scientific breakthroughs associated with physics that I am not versed on. I am not a physicist. I'm just interested kind of guy that loves the science space and also loves to play in the gray area between science fact and science fiction. To spend every day with a large group of people with diverse interests all tied into holography and their thoughts on the world and how we see things, talking about politics, talking about economics, you know, everybody very much having a very rational standpoint on where we are today in the world, and it's very refreshing to have those conversations. I think if anybody from the Symposium or anybody from the holography community in general is seeing this, I really just want to reinforce that I am very thankful that this still happens. And although things may not always go perfectly as planned, the problem-solving skills of the people in that community and the level-headedness are incredible. We were able to solve some problems very quickly. It ended up being very serendipitous in the way things happened, and I am only thankful for how everything played out. I was able to stay in an Airbnb with 4 other very smart and creative people with a diverse skill set, being able to extend the conversations late into the night when you are only around these people for a few days, only value added, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. Just more energized via the community and the validation that goes along with those people seeing my work and giving me a warm welcome as well as a large thumbs up. I'm a product designer, right? Industrial design focused, graphic design focused in general, right? Not necessarily a scientist. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a physicist. I am an enthusiast, and that led me to kind of sit in a place where I largely felt like I didn't belong among maybe the more technical crowd associated with holograms or holography in general. I was pleasantly surprised to be overwhelmingly welcomed along with the other younger creators on the scene. There's really no putting a price tag on being able to mingle as one very intelligent and very enthusiastic entity. I don't want to discount not only the emotions that I felt tied to being accepted and heard and understood by these people, again, not getting that pleasure very often, along with the overwhelming emotion that I had from just seeing the love and history among the community. Aside from the artwork, aside from holography in general, that was the beautiful treasure that must be preserved. I just wanted to get my thoughts kind of into a screen here. Luckily, you know, I've already been chatting with a lot of the people that were already at the conference, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to make some really impactful changes when it comes to helping people get into the community, as well as nurturing a lot of different ideas that were floating around there. I think that'll be good. I think that's a good little spiel. I don't know if I missed anything. Probably did. As it comes to my presentation, like I said, I kind of rushed it like a high school procrastinator situation, like I do often. But I'm going to refine a little bit. I'm going to add some things, and I'll get that published as well through my channels. Thanks again for everybody at ISDH. It truly was an incredible week. I look forward to the next one.